Hey guys, welcome back to Tired Axe Outdoors. Today we are talking about family traditions, and we're talking about restoring and bringing back an old fishing rod and reel combo. This was actually my wife's grandfather's walleye rod. It was a custom-made rod back in the day. He was a huge walleye fisherman up on the Iron Range of Minnesota, and now that rod has been handed down to my son. So we're going to strip the line off, we're going to clean the reel, oil the reel, and we're going to take you guys along for that. Go ahead and show me your setup, buddy. There you go.
So the best part about it that makes it a walleye rod is this.
Yeah, it's got that quick fire trigger, pretty cool.
And then the drag on the bottom.
Yep, it's got the bottom drag instead of the top drag. So we're gonna get this set up. We're gonna get out on the water, and hopefully Colton will catch a walleye on his great grandfather's rod. That'll be pretty cool. So, all right, guys, stick with us. Hope you enjoy the episode. All right, first thing we're gonna do on this old setup is we're going to go ahead and remove the reel from the seat. So we'll go ahead and spin this guy here. Drop that back. Pop that off. We'll go ahead and move the rod out of the way. This rod is actually pretty cool too. I'll see if I can show you guys here. So the hand grip is all cork, handmade. It's got a nice metal reel seat. There you go. And it's actually in really, really good shape. It was very well taken care of. So we're going to go ahead and give it the treatment and get it back on the water. So.
Good job.
Right. All right. So this is the reel we're working with today. This is a quick fire from Shimano. Some of you guys probably remember back in the day these quick fire triggers for casting. Kind of cool. I had one when I was younger as well. But on the backside here, so it's got the rear drag, which actually everything turns fine. And then it's got this fight bar, so you can do a quick drag adjustment on the fly while you're fighting with just the flip of this switch back and forth. So we're going to go ahead and get the line stripped off this. We're going to use our Berkeley line stripper. So this guy here. Okay, so we got the line stripped off the reel. Give you another little view here of this guy. So like I said, it's a little dirty, but we'll get it cleaned up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pop this bobbin off so we can get that all cleaned and re-greased. There's our inside part of that reel. So I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to my son to have him start cleaning the reel itself. All right, so the first thing he's going to do, so we got some Q-tips here, we got a rag, and we just got a stiff bristled brush. Not a wire brush, but it's just a plastic bristle like a toothbrush. So he's going to go ahead and get started doing that. All right, so we got the reel all cleaned up. We went ahead and glued the sticker back on the logo. So we're going to go ahead and get that popped back on for now. For reel oil, we're just using good old Zebco reel oil. Nothing fancy. Been around forever, but this stuff works really, really well. So just to talk a little bit more about this reel, I mean, it's a Shimano single ball bearing. It's the TX Plus series, the TX 1200 graphite titanium. We're going to go ahead and spool this up with some Power Pro braid. We'll probably run a fluorocarbon leader once we're out walleye fishing, but we're going to run that. So this should hold. The braid is a 4-pound diameter equivalent. So this thing should hold like 180 yards, a 6-pound test. So down that to the braid, we'll have plenty of room for our 150 yard spool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start oiling this. We're going to start with the reel handle. So we're going to just undo this thumb screw. And these reels are ambidextrous, so you can have right hand or left hand, depending on your type of preference. We're going to pull this guy out. It's in there pretty good. It's slowly coming. Some oil will do this sucker some good. There we go. All right, so we got the reel or the handle out. So we'll go ahead and get some oil here. So a little goes a long way with these. You don't need a ton of oil. So we'll put that on there. Put a little bit down inside here. Both sides. We'll slide our reel handle back in. There we go. And reinstall our thumb screw. All right, so the next place we're going to add some oil is under the bobbin up top. So we'll pop that off just like that, push the button. On newer models that have the top drag on the spool itself, you would want to turn that and loosen that all the way off. So we'll go ahead and we're going to put a little bit of oil in this tab here. And then just a little bit of oil in and around the spool. And this shaft here, you can see when I turn the handle, this pin raises and lowers. So we're going to want that all the way up. It's about there. And we're going to go ahead and put some oil on the base of this. Okay. And then we're just going to cycle that through a few times, get that oil down inside the reel. Just like that. Like I said, you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. Run it backwards. All right. Flip that handle back over. There we go. All right, so the next place, we're just going to put a little bit of oil on this bail. I mean, it's opening pretty slick, you know, pretty quick with one hand. So we'll just put a little bit of oil on there. So right on this back side.
It is a little stiff when I try to use my thumb to get the quick fire out. So some oil would definitely help.
Right. Once again, a little goes a long way. You don't want to make a mess. And then I'll just kind of cycle that a few times with my hand. Pop that. There we go. It's working pretty good. All right, so we'll go ahead and reinstall our bobbin. That just clicks on. All right. All right, so that's that. So the drag itself, we don't really need to disassemble this. I mean, if you were having an issue with it, you could remove this screw, pull the drag assembly out, but it works fine. We'll test it again once we get line on it to make sure we're able to set his drag properly. But I think we're pretty much done with cleaning this up and getting some oil on this. So we're going to go ahead and get our Berkeley line spooling station set up and get this full of some fresh line. All right, so like I said, we're going to be using our Berkeley line spooling station. If you guys missed our video on this, go back in the channel a little bit. We did a full review on this. This thing is pretty slick. So if you're looking for something to help you get your line on your rods, this is the ticket. We're going to go ahead. We're throwing on some Power Pro. That's what we use on all of our rods. If we're using finesse stuff or walleye stuff, we'll go ahead and run a leader. But you know, our bait casters, we have really good luck with Power Pro. So we're going to get that put on our spool here. All right, so we got our line on there. We'll go ahead and get our reel installed.
I've actually never seen how this works.
Yeah, it works really, really slick.
Oh, that's cool. I thought you just had like lay it down here.
All right. so you can get this position so you can see it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to run a monofilament leader on the front side here as well. So we're going to make sure that we don't get any line slippage. And for that, I just use just some cheap, monofilament. Doesn't have to be anything special. It's just basically keeping the braid from sliding on the spool itself. So we'll go ahead and get that tied on. Could you have those scissors over there, buddy?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so if you want to cut that tag end, lower.
There?
Yep, that's fine. Anchor. All right, and we're just going to join that to our braid. That wind is howling out there tonight, so I'm hoping it dies down. We're planning on hitting the lake in the morning. Go out and jig for some fall walleye on our favorite North Metro lake.
We've got some new jigs. We've watched a couple videos, and we've picked out.
Pull on this for me.
Yeah.
And then you want to grab those braid scissors.
You are there.
In the tack bag.
We're in the tack bag.
Same pocket as usual. Right in the front there. Alright, so we're going to spin this back onto the spool a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close our bail. Let our line get seated on the spool there. So we'll throw our line scissors there. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and start spooling this. There we go. And this does a really good job with giving a nice, even spool. And as you can see, I can stop. It keeps a really nice tension on the line, prevents line twists, does a really good job. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and stop there. Didn't quite take a full spool, got close, but I don't want to get too much line on this spool here. So we're going to take we got these little CUDA line snips for braid. Watch how much easier this is than using scissors. Look at that, just one little simple snip. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to get the reel pulled off the spooling station and back onto the rod. Slip that off there. Alright, so see, it gives a nice even wind. This reel looks pretty good there, buddy.
Yes.
Alright, we'll move this guy out of the way. I'm going to grab that lower half of the rod.
Yep. It was this one.
Yep.
At the top.
Alright, so here's our rod. Line up the top there. Spin that on. Alright, so we got the reel seated on the rod. So I'll hand this end to my son, let him run that up through the eyelets. Grab that in there. Alright, let's get the top put on. Alright, so we'll go ahead and loosen that drag. This will be a good chance to test that. All right, go ahead and pull that. And run that all the way up through your eyelets. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tie on a leader. This is just P-line fluorocarbon. It's a 8-pound test. So we're going to tie that on into the braid, and then we're going to go ahead and put on our jig.
It is a Kalen's 1/8 ounce rattle and Google Eye. We found this color on the internet, and we thought that the walleye would love it. It has a bait keeper right there on the backside of the hook. And it rattles, as you can hear. If you can hear that.
Let's see, I get a little closer to it.
You might have to increase the audio.
You hear that? But yeah, so this is cool. When we watched a couple of YouTube channels, and these guys seem like the hot ticket. So we're going to try this shad, and we also got a gold right there. So we're going to try those guys tomorrow morning. All right, so we got our mono leader tied on. We're going to go ahead and put this jig on for him. So, and I just use a polymer knot for all my knots. Super easy knot to learn. Super strong. Hasn't ever let me down. Knock on wood. With any knot, you want to make sure you wet your knot before you pull it tight. So you can, a little water, a little saliva. All right, we'll go ahead and cut our tag end off. All right, so we have our jig tied on with our leader. Should be good to go for tomorrow. All right, so we got the rod all set up, got the leader tied on, got the jig tied on, so he's ready to go for tomorrow. So wish him luck. Hopefully he'll land his first walleye on his great-grandfather's rod. That'd be pretty sweet. So we're going to hit the lake tomorrow morning, late morning, and we're going to try the jig and minnow. Great combination for fall. If that doesn't produce, we're going to go ahead and try some trolling some crankbaits. Picked up a couple of these Berkeley flicker shads today, so try these as well. There's Fire Tiger's always done well in this lake for us, and there's a ton of perch, so we picked up the HD version in perch as well. So all right, guys. We appreciate you following along with us here at Tired Axe Outdoors. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Every subscription helps us. Make sure you like the videos, share the videos. Also, check us out over on Instagram at Tired Axe Outdoors, as well as on TikTok, also at Tired Axe Outdoors. So, all right, guys, we appreciate you following along on this video and bringing back a old rod for my son. We hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, stay safe. We'll see you later. All right, bye-bye.